The world of football has produced another interesting rumour, a fascinating one to be honest with you, and that is none other than Gareth Southgate potentially being the favourite to be the next United States men's team manager, which when I first saw it I thought, oh my goodness me, what is going on here? But let's have a look into it. Is it as crazy as what I initially thought? Is it going to happen? I'll give my thoughts in this. So, obviously the USA, they hosted the Copa America recently, which is a sentence that is just so odd in itself because it's the South American national competition, international competition, like the Euros being Europe and then the Asia Cup being Asia's and so on and so forth. And the USA hosted it, took part in it, did very badly in it, went out in the group stage. They became the first ever host of a Copa America to lose in the groups and not go through to the knockouts. Greg Berhalter, who was the manager of the USA men's team, got sacked as a result, got fired, no surprise there. And since then, they've been looking for a new manager. Now, some incredible names have been linked with this job. Zinedine Zidane, Jurgen Klopp. But Southgate, to be honest with you, compared to some of the suggestions that are floating around, is more sensible. It's definitely more sensible. If there's anything that Gareth Southgate is, it's sensible, right? So a rumour about him going to the USA job is sensible too. But is it likely to happen? Well, in my opinion, I think it's very unlikely to happen for a few reasons. And to be honest, the main one is because Southgate probably just wants a rest. He wants a rest because he's been the England manager for, 8 years. That's a long time. He's the longest serving England manager since Sir Alf Ramsey, I believe. Had over 100 matches in charge, and that is a hell of a lot of games to do. And the pressure of an England manager, and you could tell, like, you look at Southgate 8 years ago before he took the manager's job as of England, and you look at him now, he does look about 15 years older. With the greatest respect to him, he looks like, you know how you compare like presidents and prime ministers and stuff before they become the head of state of a country or the runner of a government, and then you compare them when they've finished their term 4, 5, 8, 10 years down the line or whatever, and they look completely different. Yeah, that is that kind of thing with Southgate. You can tell it's had a toll on him, and it's going to do because the amount of pressure, the media scrutiny was absolutely barbaric at times, and the criticism there because he's got the hopes and dreams of the nations riding on his shoulders. It's a lot. And I think he'd get something similar with the USA. If he's not winning games as the United States manager, the same thing would happen because they have very high expectations. They're not expecting to win the World Cup, but they're the hosts of the next World Cup. I mean, yes, Canada and Mexico are also hosts, but the United States is the main host of that cup. They will host the lion's share of the games, and therefore they got to do a run. They got to get at least quarterfinals, I think. Otherwise, it'll be disappointing for them. Do I think they're going to get quarterfinals at least? Hard to say, to be honest. But I don't think he's going to want to jump into something so soon. Same with Jurgen Klopp. Like, I could see it potentially happening. I think it's more unlikely for Klopp, but I could see it potentially happen for Klopp to go be a manager of the USA or England manager or something like that. But the man wants to rest. And Southgate's going to want to do the same thing. He's just going to want to spend some time with his family, chill out, and just forget about all that. Because he's probably going to get paid by the FA until December anyway, when his contract was going to run before he resigned. And even if it's not, he was on like £5 million a year. I don't care what kind of lifestyle you live in. That's a lot of money. And Southgate is not someone to go out and party. He prefers his pints of water to celebrate rather than a pint of beer. That's what the interview did. Look up that interview if you've never seen it, by the way. I've referenced it a few times. It's really funny. But yeah, that's my take on it all. I don't think it's going to happen, but not because he's not good enough. I think he's a great manager. I think he'd do really good for the USA. But it's just not the right time. It's not the right time. I don't see it happening because of that. But what do you guys think? Southgate to be the USA manager? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, keep it subscribed to thefootballchronicle.com to see much more content on the beautiful game just like this.